So one of the things, though, that it seems that there's taking a little diversion here from the way the Greenbelt's acting is because it was big farms, big plots, and now you're talking about 15, 20 acres, small, which some farmers have cited, you know, is like a hobby. You know, it's not enough to make a living. So does that mean that the Greenbelt is supporting people's hobbies? I mean, is that
I don't think we're taking a huge diversion. I mean, when we, after a few years, or maybe just 1 year of the program, we wrote a strategic plan where we focused on big farms, like 40 acres and over, and that was for several reasons. One was that it allowed us to have properties that qualified for the federal matching dollars. So one of our priorities was leveraging money, and that's certainly important. We saw that for 40 acres or above were very viable farm operations, and so we wanted to be able to support that, you know, enter into deals where the farm would exist for a long time. And we also saw that looking at, this was similar to the kind of work I did when I worked for the Nature Conservancy, bigger pieces mean bigger conservation. And if you're preserving bigger tracts of land, then you're conferring all those benefits of, you know, water quality and whatever else you get environmentally from bigger pieces that you're piecing together. You get a bigger greenbelt.
Yes.
One thing that I never realized in talking about the greenbelt in that manner was that the farms that we were preserving had nothing to do with our local farmers market. I was quite surprised that when we looked at, we had the farmers market person put up a map for us of where the farmers are coming from into our farmers market, and there were only, at the time they did it, were like two farms in, and they weren't ones that we were considering working with to preserve, but there were 2 farms in the Greenbelt area that were vendors at the farmers market. All the rest of them were outside the Greenbelt boundary, and that really surprised me and some others to say, you know, we have this great vibrant farmers market. I think that's what people thought about when we talked about farmland preservation. They thought about driving out to, you know, Dexter and you see farmland, and they think about going to shop at the farmers market. And I don't think that we're protecting hobby farms. I think what we're trying to do is, whether it's through small farms or big farms, to try to say that we'd like to think about local food connection, because it's important to people in Ann Arbor that they can buy Michigan, to buy Washtenaw County. It's this, I think, an emerging ethic that we have as a society to do that. Beyond Ann Arbor, I think you see it a lot in the magazines, and there's Buy Michigan, there's Buy Local. It's a big, important thing in this economy to think about supporting your local economy. So I think that's all we're trying to do.
And do you think it makes a difference? I mean, these little farms?
I think it does. You know, I think also that we are, Ann Arbor is a highly educated, intellectual community, and like I said, these buy local, support your local farmers, you know, kind of things. It's, you know, Michael Pollan, all of that kind of talk is something that really sits well in Ann Arbor. We have Slow Food, and we have the Homegrown Festival. We have all these things that celebrate Selma Cafe, all local food. I think it matters because people they want to know their farmer, and they want to know where their food is coming from. It might not be a model that works everywhere, but I think it's something that Ann Arbor's asking for.
I mean, because I know that, the Ann Arbor, right outside of Ann Arbor, there are other communities also doing this. Yes? Are they doing the same kind of thing?
You mean preserving local food?
Yes.
I don't know that any of the actually I do know. Ann Arbor Township has definitely said that they're interested in doing small farm preservation. They don't have a lot of big pieces of farmland in their township. They have a lot of small farmers who have very viable farm operations. They might just be slightly non-traditional. Maybe a couple of hoop houses that have, you know, some greens in them year-round, or a bulb farmer, or, you know, small community-supported agriculture farm. And I think that they would like to see that, and that's existed in Ann Arbor Township for what I understand to be, that's the kind of farm that has existed for a long time. So it's not really this new emerging thing in their township. It's been there for a while, and they're looking to keep it.
And I thought they were also looking to be a model for other.
Yeah, I think they would like to.
So do you interact? No, I don't mean personally. Does Greenbelt interact?
Well, we do. Ann Arbor Township is one of our partners, and we have done some properties with them that are bigger. In fact, I do actually personally interact with them. They have a grant. and I'm forgetting the name of it now,
Right.
but they got a grant to look at how they might do this small farm connection. And as a member of the Ann Arbor Greenbelt program, I was asked to sit on their committee. So it's I'm not super involved in what they're doing, but just kind of lend my thoughts from Ann Arbor to their work as they meet.
Right, and there's no federal funding for these small farms, that's correct?
There isn't through the Farm and Ranch Protection Program.
Right.
I'm not sure whether there would be in other, I mean, there could be in the future as they, I mean, constantly change the way the money is given out and what the rules are. So possibly we might see something, or maybe there's some other money out there that we don't even know about yet. But no, as of now, there isn't any matching funds. So that's kind of been a sticking point for us, because the Greenbelt Commission has, by resolution, stated that we'd like to see, I think it's 20 or 25% matching funds on every property that we preserve. In some cases, we've gotten a lot more.
Yes.
In cases where we're kind of a minor partner and maybe the county is taking the lead, we've put in way less, when we might put in 15%. And but we said at a minimum. So if it's not coming from the federal program, then it has to be, you know, in order for us to consider it viable, it has to come from some other place. And the township's millages are very small in comparison to ours. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it's something that we like to see. So that creates a problem. So how are we going to get that 25%?
Right, right. So I have, I mean, you seem very enthusiastic. You enjoy being on this commission, I gather?
I do, yeah.
Yes, right. And how long will you be on this? Your appointment for this commission is?
My appointment on the Greenbelt Commission, I think, has 1 or 2 years left on my term. I can't
And you've
quite
been
recall.
on it for how long?
I've been on it since it started, so since 2004, and so I'm term limited. The Greenbelt Commission has term limits.
Oh, really?
And everybody who was appointed served one initial term. It didn't count against their term limits, and then we all we were all staggered. So I think my first term was 1 year, and then I had 3 years, and now I'm serving my second official term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so this is going to be coming to an end soon,
Yes,
right?
my work there will come to an end
Right.
soon, yeah.
And also, what about the DDA?
Oh.
That's not term limited.
No, there's no term limits there.
But it seems that you've had some differences of opinion
Mm-hmm.
with the mayor, and as we talked about before, people who disagree tend not to get renewed.
Yes, that does seem to be the case.
Yes. Would your term be up this May or June, or do you have another year?
My term expires. I think it's the end of June. I think and I haven't been approached by the mayor for any reason to say yes or no. He's
so you're just waiting to hear.
I'm waiting to hear.
Would you serve again if asked?
I think that I would think a lot about it, but I really have enjoyed my work on the DDA, and I know it's been at times controversial, and so, you know, but I really enjoy it, and I really support the mission of the DDA and its purpose. I may not have agreed with all of its decisions, but I certainly would like to keep my energy, you know, into preserving our downtown. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much for coming for a second time. You have so
you.
much information to offer. It's been a real pleasure to have you come back.
Thank you very much,
And I wish you
Nancy.
well, and we'll have to
Thanks.
keep tabs and see
Yeah, okay.
where you go and what it is you wind up doing. So I want to thank you, our viewers, for watching. We're glad you could join us. Let us know what you think of the programs. You know, give us your opinion, your view, because you know we always welcome other perspectives. Thank you for watching. And thank you for being here. It was terrific.
Thanks.